In this example, we're going to build a workflow where the workflow is going to wait for incoming messages before continuing. You might have an external system that's sending messages to a certain workflow to start processing. So let's go ahead and build that example. So let's go ahead and create a workflow definition, and let's call it wait for messages example. Once the workflow definition opens in the workflow designer, you're going to add two wait steps. Just search for wait, and you will see a wait step here called wait for incoming message. We're going to grab that and we're going to put that. We're going to drop another one also down here, and let's connect the two. And let's also put a decision steps also, so we can wait and see the processing. I'm just going to drag my 1 equals to 1 equal 1 step here, so that we can watch the workflow wait before it goes to processing the end of the workflow. So let's call this wait message here. Let's say we are going to wait for goods to arrive, or let's call it bill of materials approved. And let's call this goods arrived. So the workflow is going to wait for both of these messages, incoming messages, to come into this particular workflow, and then continue processing from that point forward to these next end steps. So let's go ahead and save this definition and create an instance. Let's generate an instance and say create and execute. We can move away from the workflow designer now. Let me go ahead and close that. If you look at the workflow instances now, let's go and render this workflow instance. You will see that the two message steps are waiting. It's waiting for some external or something to tell, hey, this message, came in. And that can be, a message can be easily sent to this particular workflow using the REST API or the .NET API through an external system. We also have built functionality where you can select an instance and you can actually send a message right from our UI. Go under utils and send message. Here we'll even show you what messages that can be sent to this workflow. So we're going to say goods arrived, or let's pick BOM approved and say send. At this particular time, the workflow will get processed. And if we render the workflow, you can see the BOM message got processed and went to this step here at the end step. But this particular one is still waiting, this message step. Let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Go to utils and do send message. And we're going to select goods arrives. Once we have done that, the engine should process it, and you can see the workflow has finished. And if we render it, it's completed all the way through, and the workflow instance is finished executing. So you can put these steps anywhere in the workflow so that the workflow instance will wait for a certain message to arrive.